the president of the function, Edwin John. Johnson sir was the main brain behind this. Other dignitaries who have been present, and all the participants who are now present. Good afternoon. The topic is in the high rises. I would rather conclude first before going into the totality of the sessions, discussions that have happened in the session. Still, there is no peace. The apprehensions and the confusions that have been raised by the stakeholders definitely drove to the assumption that you have no clear understanding, and that still the confusion will be. With respect to session number 1, in fact, the introduction by the President has thrown light to what is the topic of the session. And he has pointed that it is with respect to the ownership over the apartments and the applicability of Apartment Ownership Act 1983. Then he has also pointed that there is some conflict with respect to the associations, formation of associations, vis-a-vis the Apartment Ownership Act. After the introductory session, it was Edwin Johnson Thomas who had a brief description over the topic, intrinsic areas where we need to focus. He mainly focused on the efforts which the Society of Construction of Kerala chapter has taken with respect to this particular legislation. He pointed out the efforts taken by the society immediately during the COVID pandemic situation, and all the researches that have been done by the subcommittee, especially mentioning Gayatri. And he referred to the complexity of the issue by a simple sentence that the entire issue was when you come to apartment, it is whether it is to be a paramount property or an individual ownership property. That is the question to be discussed. Of course, the Prima Chairman, each Kuri, has rendered a thoughtful speech. And he has gone to the various aspects of renal through his experience as a chairman of he spoke about the potentiality of construction industry, especially comparing the small state of Kerala with that of other larger economically potential states wherein lakhs of crores are spent. And despite the fact that we have small constructions over here when comparing with other states, still then we have no specific law that would handle all the issues of the apartment owners. Then he pointed out that many of the provisions are in conflict with KOA and NARA, which need to be modified or rather changed in such a manner that which law is to prevail, or rather in which area these two laws need to travel. And he made certain recommendations and suggestions before the government, and also had discussions with the concerned ministers with the suggestions to practically have a solution to all these issues. He appreciated the efforts of SCA that this issue is taken up, because now we are expecting a new law and the draft is under consideration. And he would suggest that this is the right stage wherein all the stakeholders need to meet or rather discuss all the intrinsic nature to have proposed a solution with the legislator and to find a way out. And it is SCM that can head this part. One of the major thing he pointed out is that we have so many associations in the environment which are different entities but functioning in the very same area. In PC Act, associations are registered, and there is no restriction with respect to the activities being controlled by several associations for very same purpose. Whereas under the Apartment Ownership Act, there can be only one association. So conflict of interest are there within the apartment owners, wherein one or more associations function, thereby adding more fire to the issue. Then the next part was handled by Johnson, serving with help of a presentation, has given overall idea about what is Apartment Ownership Act, where it has demerits, what are its merits, and what would have to be done so far as applicability of KO Act is to be made. And he specifically pointed out about the High Court case that is still pending, wherein Section 2 is challenged, the Act is challenged. There is no voluntary registration, applicability of the Act until the apartment owners give a declaration. That itself makes the law redundant, or that provision redundant, and renders the Act itself inoperative insofar as the rights of the apartment owners are concerned. Moreover, he has given certain practical suggestions focusing that the Act is not for apartment owners, it is also for builders and promoters, and even for associations. And according to him, the applicability of KOA Act, Apartment Ownership Act, would definitely solve all the issues, and it's so simple that if you follow it properly, then all the issues now raised is of no effect. and categorization of pre-REVA and post-REVA. He has said that pre-REVA has some complication, definitely. But post-REVA, those projects which are post-REVA, if the act is strictly followed, then there can be solution for all the issues raised. He has given a detailed presentation which would be of great help to all those who are present. Then, next, by that first session came to an end. And the second session began with Kartika, legal advisor to Pradan. So there, the second session has thrown light to the real issues that are faced by the builders or the owners. This is the second phase wherein certain important aspects have to be considered while this Apartment Ownership Act is implemented. She said that so various opinions have been raised, and thereafter Sunil Abraham, chairman of the Consortium of Flat and Village Owners Association, he has also raised certain issues with respect to the functioning of associations, TC Act versus KOA, all those issues regarding maintenance. Then one issue personally which I have come across is one very major known flat in Bangalore city, which has 540 apartments. There, what happened is that water supplies facility was introduced to a private agency wherein meters were fixed for each apartment to track the usage. It so happened that was charged separately along with KOA charge. It so happened that a group of apartment owners protested. They didn't pay this. They were against implementation of this because some misuse were found regarding usage of water. So there was a stagnation where these people denied to make payment. So these are certain issues which have been mainly raised in this discussion, which I think would have been probably answered. One of the participants from the road discussion has pointed out this issue with respect to how far we can go and cut the usage of water and this is the very same issue that is faced by several apartments wherein you can't cut usage of electricity or rather water or other amenities which need to be provided. Basically and fundamentally being constitutional right conferred on a citizen. Then in floor decision, then John Philip of Joy and Plus House Apartments Owners Association has highlighted how practically they have, with the assistance of Johnson Thomas, has implemented at the most to the stage of getting partial registration regarding KOA, application of KOA. And floor discussion was very fruitful. The questions which have been raised from various participants have thrown light to thinking of more and more changes that is required and solutions that will be pointed out while we have another set of discussion that we will be planning later. Anyhow, I would express my gratitude to all the dignitaries on and off the dais who have part of this presentation, who have presented the topic, explained, and the queries that came from the participants from the side of ACL Kerala. And once again, thank you all for being here. Thank you so much.
Let me also extend my personal thanks to each and every one of you. Some of you have arrived at the venue even before we came. I apologize that we were slightly delayed. Thank you again. Most welcome.